All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Picking the Brain with Brian. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to put the tubular adapter kit on the Blitz and cut a key by code, pretty much, originate a tubular key. Typically, the reason why I'm showing you this is because we usually get a lot of requests for cutting tubular keys, and sometimes we're not able to fit their tubular key that they bring in to copy onto our tubular duplicator. So we're going to show you how to use a tubular originator on the Blitz. Typically with the Blitz, you're able to get a secondary option with it, like extra cards and stuff for automotive or the tubular adapter kit. In our particular case, we went with this. So let's get to showing you how it's done. Alright guys, so we'll show you how to set this up and kind of explain the parts that come with it. So first thing, main component that we need is the part that actually holds the tubular key. This guy, you got the home position, which is the straight line in there. And that's where you would start with your number 1 cut. And then gradually as you cut the key, you want to flip and turn it around until you get to the end. Second important thing is the card. This tells you the positions of the cuts, your cutting position, and your depths. A little closer up on that part for you. So what we're going to do is set this guy up and kind of show you how to cut the key. So we want to put the blade on first, which you have to have this washer because it leaves a little gap on there. So that closes the gap to where we can put the nut on all the way and not have that blade rattle around. And then just get your standard blade changing tools and tighten the nut on. Just a little nice tight pressure right there. You don't want to over tighten it. Next thing you want to do is put this cap on. That's going to help with I believe the cutting position on that one. Yeah. Put the card in. And I'm actually got a cutaway tubular lock here that I found here in the shop. So we're going to use this as our example to cut the key. So I'm going to pretty much gauge the key here, get all the cuts written down, but just to kind of explain how we get the cuts off of the key. So your gauge point here, you got 1, 3, 5, 7 on the one side, 2, 4, 6, 8 on the other. That's your depths on the key itself. And what we want to do is make sure that the bottom portion of this touches the bottom portion of the groove in here. And we want to make sure that this sits flat on the top. If it kind of kicks up like that, then we're obviously too high of a cut. And if it doesn't touch the bottom completely, then it's too low of a cut. And that's how we gauge the key. So what I'm going to do is kind of like do a little quick shot of, me gauging the key. Just want to kind of explain it to you so that way you know what I was doing. Okay guys, so we got all the cuts of the key. Now we're gonna set up the adapter so that way we can cut the cuts onto the key. So first thing is you wanna put this guy in here, load it in, make sure it's pushed all the way up. And then we wanna make sure that we tighten this down good so that way the key does not move. And nice and good, kind of push on it. Obviously it's not tight enough. Now we're in there nice and tight. So we want to set up here and put it on gauge point and gauge point. And then we're going to put the adapter on until it touches the blade here. And that is our gauge points to know where we have to start at. Back it off here. And then set this guy on home position like I showed you earlier. And then we're going to just take the cuts, cut it onto the key. First one is a 1. And you always got to remember to flip it in between every cut. Alrighty, and we're all done. Loosen this guy up. Alrighty, so got the key cut, we test it, and it works. If you had any issues, you want to double check, make sure that your cutting position, that you're cutting in the right position. If you feel that your machine may need to be calibrated, we do have another video that I explained on the last episode of how to calibrate the Blitz machine, which once you get that set up, then you should have no problems at all cutting, which we could throw that up in a link in the corner up there. Besides that, that's how you would originate a tubular key using the Blitz tubular adapter kit. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe, like the video, always helps us out. Have a good one.